Welcome to English Podcasts. Relax and enjoy your listening practice.
That night, I understood something with terrifying clarity. They weren't recruiting me, they were testing me. I turned off every light in the apartment and stood in the dark, listening. The city outside had quieted into that late-hour stillness when sounds travel farther than they should. A car door slammed somewhere below. Footsteps echoed in the courtyard. Too deliberate. Too synchronized. My phone screen lit up without a sound. No call, no message, just a notification. Location services active. I hadn't turned them on. A cold wave rolled through me. The bag, the flash drive, the phone. Something was already inside my life. Then I saw it. Across the street, parked under a broken street lamp, a dark SUV that hadn't been there earlier. Engine running, no headlights. Two silhouettes inside, watching my building. Did you know most surveillance operations rely on patience, not force? They wait, they observe, they let you make the first move. But something told me they weren't waiting tonight. The hallway outside my apartment creaked. Slow, measured. Not a neighbor. Weight shifted near my door. A shadow passed under the thin line of light from the corridor. I didn't think. I moved. I grabbed the flash drive, shoved it into my pocket, and slipped through the back stairwell, the one no one used because it smelled like dust and old paint. Halfway down, I heard it. My apartment door opening. Not kicked in. Unlocked. Clean. Professional. My lungs burned as I pushed through the emergency exit into the alley. The air hit me like ice. I didn't look back. Looking back slows you down. But I heard them. Boots on concrete. Fast. Not rushing wildly, controlled pursuit. Here's the terrifying part. Trained people don't shout. They don't threaten. They close distance. I cut left into the narrow street behind the building, sprinting past dumpsters and flickering neon signs. A car's engine roared to life somewhere ahead. They had backup. Of course they did. Did you know that in urban chases, the hunted usually loses within 3 blocks? Panic clouds judgment, muscles burn, breathing collapses. I forced myself to think. Not home, not main roads, not open spaces. I vaulted over a low fence into a construction site, gravel tearing at my palms. Behind me, a sharp crack split the night. Gunfire. Not warning shots. Concrete chipped inches from my shoulder. The sound didn't feel real. It felt cinematic, distant, like I was watching someone else's nightmare. But the fear was real. Adrenaline sharpened everything. The metallic taste in my mouth, the rhythm of my heart hammering against my ribs, the way shadows stretched unnaturally long under temporary floodlights. I slipped inside the unfinished skeleton of a building and took the stairs 2 at a time. No elevator, no lights, just darkness and echoes. They followed. Closer now. I could hear fabric brushing against walls, controlled breathing, the faint click of equipment shifting. This wasn't about intimidation anymore. This was containment. On the 5th floor, I crossed through exposed beams and ducked behind plastic sheeting that snapped in the wind. Below, headlights swept across the construction yard. They were sealing exits. I reached the edge of the building and looked down. 5 floors. Too high to jump safely, too low to hesitate. Here's something I never knew about myself. Fear doesn't always freeze you. Sometimes it clarifies you. I spotted a metal scaffolding platform 2 meters below the edge. Narrow, risky. Behind me, footsteps entering the floor. Measured. Closing in. I climbed over the ledge. For one suspended second, I was weightless. Then I dropped. My hands caught the cold metal bar. Pain shot through my wrists, but I held on. I swung, landed hard on the platform, rolled, and didn't stop moving. By the time they reached the edge above, I was already descending the outer scaffolding like gravity had chosen my side. Bullets sparked against steel, but they were too late. I hit the ground running, disappearing into a maze of side streets, lungs on fire, pulse screaming in my ears. And as I ran, one truth crystallized with brutal certainty. This was never about forcing me to join them. It was about seeing if I could survive them. And now they knew I could.